Riyadh is reportedly considering a bid from Beijing to construct its first ever nuclear plant.
Saudi Arabia is striving to diversify its economy, and the U.S. expected an increase in collaboration. However, the U.S. was taken aback when Saudi Arabia chose not to partner with them, canceling a $70 billion nuclear project. Instead, Saudi Arabia surprised many by signing a nuclear deal with China, a move that displeased the U.S., particularly because China was chosen over them. This video focuses on Saudi Arabia's decision, its implications, and whether this signals a shift in U.S. influence in the Middle East. Join me as we explore the global energy landscape, where Saudi Arabia's significant investment in nuclear power intertwines with geopolitical dynamics, currency, and influence, and where China and the U.S. play crucial roles. We'll also discuss Saudi Arabia's intentions, whether they aim to showcase allegiance, and the U.S.'s concerns over the potential military applications of this nuclear endeavor. Stay tuned to understand the full scope of this intriguing development. Saudi Arabia's decision to cancel the $70 billion nuclear deal with the U.S. and instead invest with China has significant geopolitical implications. This move not only reflects Saudi Arabia's assessment of global power dynamics, but also indicates a potential shift in its strategic alliances. The decision raised many questions, particularly regarding Saudi Arabia's underlying motives. Was this move purely for economic diversification, or did it also signify a political statement about its alliances? As the world's largest oil exporter and a key member of OPEC, Saudi Arabia's actions in the energy sector are always under scrutiny. Its foray into nuclear energy, traditionally known for its abundant oil reserves, has added a new dimension to global energy politics. The U.S.'s concerns about the deal's possible military dimensions highlight the complexity of nuclear energy's dual-use nature. While Saudi Arabia assures that its nuclear program is solely for civilian purposes, the U.S.'s skepticism casts a shadow over these claims. Saudi Arabia's strategic pivot from the United States to China. This decision is not just a straightforward economic transaction. It symbolizes a deeper geopolitical shift and reflects the changing dynamics of global power. The U.S., historically a dominant player in Middle Eastern politics and a long-standing ally of Saudi Arabia, perceives this move as a significant realignment. The concern in Washington goes beyond the loss of a lucrative deal. It touches upon the broader implications for U.S. influence in a region where it has held significant sway for decades. This development comes at a time when China is expanding its global reach, challenging U.S. supremacy in various spheres, including technology, trade, and now nuclear energy. On the other side, China's growing influence in the Middle East, marked by this nuclear deal with Saudi Arabia, is a testament to its strategic diplomacy and economic prowess. China's approach, often characterized by its non-interventionist policy and focus on infrastructure and economic development, appears to be resonating with countries like Saudi Arabia, who are looking to diversify their economies and reduce dependence on oil revenues. For Saudi Arabia, this shift is not just about diversifying its energy sources, it's also about diversifying its strategic partnerships. By aligning with China, Saudi Arabia might be seeking to gain leverage in its relationship with the U.S. and to position itself favorably in a multipolar world, where power is not concentrated in the hands of a single nation. The U.S. imposed a significant condition on Saudi Arabia to refrain from uranium enrichment activities within its territory, a move rooted in non-proliferation principles, revealing the U.S.'s apprehensions. However, it raises the question, why is the U.S. so concerned? Beneath the surface, the U.S. is not entirely against Saudi Arabia's nuclear ambitions, dealing with the complexity of geopolitics for two strategic reasons. Firstly, the U.S. is committed to Israel, which is uneasy about Saudi Arabia's nuclear plans, fearing regional nuclear proliferation. This puts the U.S. in a delicate diplomatic position, attempting to balance its alliances and facilitate a Saudi Arabia-Israel agreement. What surprises many is the US's demand that Saudi Arabia conduct all oil trade with China exclusively in US dollars, a move seen as contradictory to China's de-dollarization efforts, which Saudi Arabia initially supported. This demand seems rather audacious, considering the circumstances. Why did Saudi Arabia favor China over the US? The US's concerns stem from its inability to handle rejection. Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 plan, aimed at diversifying its economy beyond oil, includes nuclear energy as a key component. This shift in geopolitical strategy, led by the Crown Prince, involves exploring partnerships beyond the US, with China playing a pivotal role. Countries like France, South Korea, and Russia are also interested in Saudi Arabia's nuclear ambitions. China's involvement in Saudi Arabia extends beyond energy, with significant economic projects like the Red Sea New City and a massive solar power plant. This partnership has allowed Saudi Arabia to move towards Eastern nations while maintaining ties with the US, enhancing its global influence and negotiating power. This shift worries the US as it challenges its nuclear power business and competitive position. US media campaigns have portrayed the China-Saudi Arabia partnership negatively, highlighting China as a threat. However, their cooperation in civilian nuclear energy adheres to international non-proliferation norms and promotes energy security and environmental objectives. Saudi Arabia's recent involvement in the BRICS alliance, joining Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, could reshape global economic and political dynamics. Saudi Arabia's journey in nuclear energy exemplifies the intricate interplay of geopolitics, economics, and energy. It shows how energy diversification can lead to strategic realignments, influencing global relations. The evolving roles of the US and China are crucial in this context, with their impact resonating globally. As Saudi Arabia leans towards China, it indicates a shift in global power dynamics, with the US's influence waning. We appreciate your comments and opinions. Do you think the US should reconsider its approach in the Middle East? Why do you think Saudi Arabia is moving away from the US? Is China a more suitable partner? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you want more content on China's development and growing global influence, like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for our next video. Now, if you like this video, check out this next video right here.